What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the Dadventure YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Chris, and this is my 2004 all-wheel drive Chevy Astro van. Today, I'm gonna give you 5 tips on how to stay warm while camping in your car, van, truck, or SUV. So let's get into it. Sun's about to go down, and I need to find a camp spot. All right, we made it to our camp spot. Let's get into our first tip, which is there's no insulation in my van, so it doesn't really keep heat in that great. So the way that I combat this is I use clothes to insulate my body underneath covers or a down sleeping bag. So I ski a lot and I go winter camping out in a tent. So I have myself a pair of down pants. I have myself a nice down jacket, a puffy coat. I also have down booties and a nice 20-degree down sleeping bag. So all these things really help keep warmth inside of me. And another pro tip on top of the down bags, where's this guy? You can use an Nalgene bottle. So if you fill this guy up with boiling water or warm, as hot as you can get it, make sure it's closed real tight. And you could throw this inside your sleeping bag, and that's gonna keep you warm pretty much all night. As long as this thing doesn't roll off or spill or get out from underneath your sleeping bag, this thing is gonna be a lifesaver for you. This goes for camping in a van, a car, a SUV, or even in a tent. This thing really does wonders. Okay, so we got some lights on in here. Just gonna get organized. So tip number 2. It's going to be Reflectix window covers. This stuff is cheap. You can get it from Home Depot, and you just cut it to fit your windows. And it's going to help retain a lot of the heat inside and keep nosy people from seeing inside your vehicle. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these set up and get on with my night. Okay, now we're all organized. Let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is the old one that I learned in Boy Scouts. What I like to do is get my meal made about an hour before bed. Start making my meal about an hour before bed. That way, I go to sleep on a full stomach. Tonight, I got the ingredients to make some good old chili. It's one of my favorite meals for cold or rainy days. Tonight, like I said, the weather app says it's going to be in the 20s, so nice and cold. So this does 2 things. Gets you a nice warm meal in your belly before going to bed. Stay warm. And while you have that food in your belly, your body metabolizing all that food keeps your blood flowing and helps you maintain your body temperature. So this is an old trick from, I don't even know when, but it was taught to me as I was a little kid, and I've definitely taken it to heart and used it a lot, and it works. So without further ado, I'm gonna get my meal started. It's gonna take a while to cook, so let me get that done, and I'll check back in with you for tip number 4. This van has a sink with running water. I got a stove top that's plumbed in. It just runs on, ow, shocked myself. These little green propane tanks. I have this one, and I also keep an extra just in case. This fan also has a pull-out fridge. It's like a little drawer. It's where I keep all my ingredients for food. Now that we got that simmering and the majority of the mess making is done, I'm gonna go ahead and get my sleeping bag out and get it to loft up. It's a down sleeping bag, so as you store it, those feathers start to compress a little bit. And when you bring it out, it needs a chance to puff up. So I'm going to give that a chance to happen. And yeah, let's get to it. So in this bag, I also keep a set of down booties. These things are lifesavers when you're backpacking or skiing, when there's snow on the ground and you need to camp. Also helps when your heater doesn't work in your van and your toes are freezing cold. One of my tips, tip number 4, I think it is, we'll find out in a little bit, has to do with these down booties. So stay tuned and I'll let you know about that whenever I'm done eating. All right, so the chili's done. It's about 8:30 p.m. right now. Plan on going to bed around 9, so it's perfect timing. Just gonna eat some chili, then yeah, I'll show you guys tip number 4 and 5 before I go to bed. I'll see you in the morning. I'm gonna do a bonus tip in the morning for tip number 6. So make sure you guys stick around for that. If you guys like this video, leave me a comment, tell me that you like it, and yeah, I'll let you know how this chili is. Looks pretty good. Yeah. This is delicious. Like I said, this in your belly before you go to bed is gonna keep you warm for hours. Ooh, that was some mild Italian sausage on that bite. I could taste it. All right, so where I am right now, it's 29 degrees. And if you look, the high and lows, 47 is a high and 19 is the low. So it's gonna be a pretty cold night. That's in Fahrenheit. -7 degrees Celsius for all you UK people, if you're watching. Brr. This is a indoor and outdoor thermometer. This is the outdoor temperature and this is the indoor temperature. I have this thing on my antenna outside. There's like a wireless little adapter thing. And it says it's 36 degrees outside and 44 degrees in here. So, and this gives me like a 48-hour low and high. So I'll be able to tell how cold it really gets outside overnight. And then I have another thermometer. I got this little guy. It's like an old school thermometer. And I'm gonna put this thing in my pocket. That way whenever I wake up in the morning, I can check this and see how warm it is underneath my covers. So I'll have an indoor, which is like just inside the van. I'll have an outdoor temperature, and then I'll also have a temperature of what it's like underneath my blankets. Okay, so I just got done eating. Now I'm gonna show you tip number 4. Before you go to bed, you just turn on the car and you're gonna crank the heater. We'll do this for about 10 minutes, get the car warmed up. While we're doing that, I got tip number 5. Okay, tip number 5 is my secret weapon. I showed you guys my booties earlier, but before I put these booties on, what I do is I got toe warmers. These things are adhesive, and you can stick them to the bottom of your socks. They're shaped like the top of your foot, like this. I like to put them about right here, midsole. And And these things will warm up, stay warm for about 8 hours. I throw these guys on, and then I throw on my down booties. Like I said earlier in tip number 1, I have down pants and a down jacket. All these layers help keep you warm and help keep heat in your body. Sometimes you can get a little too hot, but that's never a bad thing. You can already feel that getting warm. All right, number 2, just sticks on like that. And then booty goes on over. If you don't have down booties, you can always just use a really thick pair of socks. Probably work just as good if you have the toe warmers. So, just to recap, we got 5 tips. Tip number 1, just make sure you got good insulation. If your car or van, truck, or SUV isn't insulated already, you can always just insulate your body. That's really the only thing you need insulated, because that's the only spot that you're sleeping. So I got a down jacket, I got down pants, down booties, and I also have a down sleeping bag, okay? Tip number 2, what was tip number 2? Tip number 2 was good window insulation. So I got Reflectix behind my windows, and I also got blackout curtains. They kind of help just keep everything in. Tip number 3 is make sure you get a nice warm meal right before bed. Tip number 4 was crank the heater right before you go to bed. And tip number 5 is my secret weapon, the toe warmers. So I hope this helps you guys. If you hang out till I wake up tomorrow, which will be really quick for you guys, I'm going to turn out the lights and then wake up tomorrow. That's the magic of movies. And I got a bonus tip for you. So hang out. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Almost forgot. Need to put this thermometer. I'm going to set it in my pocket. Careful now. I got jeans on. Don't worry. Okay, so right now we are reading 45 degrees. I don't know if you can see that. It's 45 degrees. And throughout the night, that's going to monitor my body temperature. Coldest time overnight, according to my app, was going to be like 6 in the morning. I'll change my hat to a beanie. So when I wake up tomorrow, I'll show you guys how cold it is on this thermometer. Let's get an indoor-outdoor temp real quick. Outside we're sitting at 32 degrees. Inside we're still sitting at 44. So I'll let you guys know all these temperatures tomorrow morning. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Good night. I just woke up. It's I don't know, probably 6:10 in the morning. I really woke up at like 6:05, but I've been laying here. It's time to get up. I'm going here. Woo, doggy. 14 degrees. I don't know if you can. Okay, it's 14 degrees outside and 32 degrees in the van. So I'd say the van did pretty freaking good. Oh yeah, it's toasty in my pocket right now. 90 degrees. Sixth and final tip, bring yourself a pee bottle, because I had to wake up last night and go outside and pee, and it was cold. And then kind of let out all the heat that you trap in the van or your car or whatever when you go outside. So I hope these tips helped you stay warm in your car this year. If you like this video, drop me a comment and let me know. If you don't like the video, drop me a comment and let me know. I know I'm not for everybody, but hey, have fun winter camping this year, everybody.